Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, weekend edition. We got some breaking news happening. I wanted to get a video on and break it down. DIRECTV and Dish could be ready to merge again, according to reports of a prominent analyst. We'll tell you what's happening here. After the failed merger last year prevented the two companies from coming together over debt. Well, now that debt issue that Dish has could be solved thanks to AT&T, who recently sold DIRECTV. It's a complicated web of things happening here, but Dish and DIRECTV finally merging into a single company. We'll break it all down here in a second. First though, if you want to learn more about this, I'll put a link to this story in the show notes and in the first pinned comment so you can read it for yourself. If you like what we do here, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, so YouTube recommends our videos to more people. We would really appreciate your support. Hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of TV. All right, let's back up to last year to try to make sense of this convoluted mess. Late last year, DIRECTV and Dish agreed to a deal to sell Dish to DIRECTV along with Sling TV, all the Dish TV assets, for about $1. But DIRECTV would absorb all the remaining debt. Also with this deal, AT&T about the same time agreed to sell its remaining ownership, which was about 70% at the time, of DIRECTV to an investment firm, TPG. That deal did close, and AT&T no longer owns any part of DIRECTV. They've sold all their remaining ownership. But the deal between Dish and DIRECTV fell apart because it required debt owners, people who had lent money to Dish and Sling TV, to agree to the deal to transfer ownership of that debt from Dish to DIRECTV. That deal failed. The merger fell apart. Well, this week AT&T, or I should say late last week, now it's Sunday, AT&T agreed to buy Dish's wireless spectrum. Dish has been building out a 5G network for its Boost Mobile, which is the fourth largest provider of wireless service in the United States. They've been building out their own network so they could stop using T-Mobile, AT&T, and others. They wanted to become the fourth major player after T-Mobile and Sprint merged, creating a big three, and selling off Boost to Dish. Now, Dish seems to be abandoning that plans as it sells pretty much all of its spectrum over to AT&T. In a part of the deal will allow Boost Mobile to use the AT&T network going forward with it. Now, that needs to be cleared, but $23 billion in a cash deal will allow Dish to significantly clear up its debt in many parts, allowing it to probably sell Dish and Sling TV to DIRECTV. Now, this comes as a major analyst out here, T.D. Caldwell, told Investor Business Daily that a DIRECTV merger could be revisited. He believes that the two sides are going to re-look at this, and I do too. I've heard rumors that the deal isn't dead, and my sources have told me that both sides would really love to do something. EchoStar, which is the parent company now of Dish, would love to get rid of its TV side. We've seen continued losses with no end in sight for that. They would love to focus on their other core businesses, and now that that's not going to be Boost Wireless as building its own 5G, they can still run it as a successful, and it has been a successful, reseller. They have the all kinds of satellites in space and different patents and different other business areas they would love to continue to do. To do that, they need to get rid of Dish and Sling TV because it's a dead weight. It's losing them money, losing them customers, and this is much like what we saw with Sirius XM's merger. XM, an independent radio, satellite radio, wasn't doing well on its own. Sirius wasn't doing well on its own. Combine them two, and you give enough of you reduce competition, but you also give enough of a customer base to make the business successful. In today's day and age, with satellite internet from Starlink and soon Amazon and others, giving rural Americans the option to stream TV, not just get a satellite TV provider, there is a legitimate argument that many expect the FCC would now approve a merger of Dish and DIRECTV because there's so many other options: 5G, wireless internet, and more, and Starlink internet and others, allowing things like YouTube TV, Sling, Fubo, Hulu Plus Live, and more to offer live TV to these customers without needing a satellite dish. You even see in rural parts of Alaska, Starlink becoming very popular in small villages, because of that, allowing them to have internet and TV and other things streaming online in a place where they in the past could not. So do I think that this will be revisited? Yes, but there's several major roadblocks here. Number one, the sale of spectrum to AT&T needs to pass through regulatory approval. I suspect it will, but there's going to be some challenges. SpaceX has been complaining a little bit about interference from Dish's spectrum in their operations. We'll see how that plays out. And T-Mobile and others may have their eye on picking up some parts of this spectrum. Could take years for AT&T to fully integrate this spectrum they're buying from Dish to expand its AT&T network. But it would give Dish the cash to pay off many of its creditors in order to then go and sell its TV service to DIRECTV. Maybe with some cash this time instead of just absorbing debt, because now those creditors who objected could get paid off thanks to this $23 billion. What does this mean for the future of Dish? Well, as a TV service, it means it's going to be merged into DIRECTV, but as an independent company, that's a good question. Significant layoffs. The company is a fraction of the size it used to be when it comes to employees and staffing. For quite some time, we saw very low activity on the TV side. They recently laid off the heads of Sling TV and Dish Television and kind of broke it up amongst people. In recent months, they have been once again investing in advertising for their TV, Sling TV, and DIRECTV service. So they are putting some work back into it. But it really does raise the question, what is the future of Sling TV? What is the future of DIRECTV's and Dish under this? And for the foreseeable future, I don't think anything's going to happen. I think we're at least months, if not years away from a possible deal happening, because I think they're going to wait until after the AT&T deal fully closes. Once that happens, and the regulatory approval happens, once they merge, even then it's going to take months or maybe even years before you see the two side entities fully integrate into one. Much like SiriusXM, for a very long time had radios on SiriusXM and or radios on XM, radios on Sirius, separate. GM used XM, Ford used Sirius radios. Even to this day, you have a little separation in that, channel lamps being a little different. All that to say is, while I do believe that this is likely to happen, doesn't mean it's happening today. We'll wait and see what happens, but Dish and DIRECTV merging. Leave me a comment, let me know, what do you think? Do you think it'll be approved? Do you think it's actually going to happen? I predict in 5 to 10 years, if it doesn't happen, one or both of their satellite services could be completely eliminated. Now, DIRECTV is already kind of moving in that direction. They are no longer heavily promoting its satellite service. In several major cities across the country, they aren't even offering satellite anymore. You can't buy a satellite service in parts of Chicago, even in the suburbs, and New York, even in the suburbs where you could put up a dish. You're only going to be able to get their streaming option. We'll see how that plays out. But for now, Dish and Sling TV are still widely available with it. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. This is a breaking news edition. This one deserved a deep dive into it. I want to hear what your thoughts are. But don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, so YouTube recommends our videos to more people. I'll be back tomorrow. Hope you're having a great Labor Day weekend. Take care, everybody.